defense. I'm sitting here at the Fred Smith Center with new Arkansas defensive coordinator, Barry Odom. Barry, welcome to the Hill.
Great to see you, man. Glad to be here.
Talk about the transition. Barry, you guys, instantly you come to campus roughly about 2 days after Coach Pittman gets the job. You have a hosting weekend, have to get out and recruit 3 commits. Not a lot of time to put together what you guys were able to put together, but did an amazing job. Talk about, how stressful that was, or, what was that process like?
Well, really, when I got the phone call and got the job offered to me and said yes, my wife and 3 kids, we jumped in the car and drove to campus. That was on a Friday because I knew there was an official visit weekend. I wanted to get around those guys, and I wanted to get around Coach Pittman. So from that moment until sitting here today, I feel like it's kind of been on fast forward. Just you're going and getting adjusted and trying to start to build relationships with your team. That's the most important thing. And now that we can't be on the road in February, that's going to be such a huge part of what we're trying to get done. But also this staff working together and the direct approach that Coach Pittman gave us, and the way that he charged us with going out and let's hit these numbers and these spots. He did a great job from starting on whatever weekend that was to finishing yesterday. I would feel pretty strongly saying if you just looked at recruiting rankings, I don't know anybody that's ever started at 118 and finished 29 in basically a month's time. Coach Pittman needs a lot of credit for that, on how he assembled the staff and then how, with a direct approach, he went and got it done.
Talk about your defensive philosophy. What will that be like here at Arkansas? Will it be aggressive style, or how does Billy Odom
the thing that I want to really take a hard look at is what we currently have on our roster, and then the coaches that have success over long periods of time, they're able to adjust to the personnel that they have. I could go draw up a blitz from the field and the boundary and all that, but if our kids can't do it, it's of no value. We've got to be great teachers, but we also have to give them a skill set, a tool belt on what they can go do, put them in position to use the skills that they've got where they can go play fast, and they can play confident, and they can play free, but doing it within the structure of how we're going to play. But if you look at toughness and grit and playing together and playing hard and doing it for 4 quarters and finding ways to get off the field, either turnovers or takeaways, third down percentage, all those things go into core beliefs and values and foundational approach on building the defense. But man, if you can get the guys playing together and getting them playing hard and finding ways that they care about the guy lined up next to them a lot more than anything else, now you're starting to make some ground up. So schematically, we'll have a number of different looks that we have, but there will be things and standards on how the principles of playing defense, the things that we want to hit on every snap.
You and Coach Pittman, a long-standing relationship. Why was it so important to be able to come during this time and coach the Coach Pittman?
I've tried for a long time to get Coach Pittman hired and where we could work together. And it's hard to do in this business. It's hard to get aligned with those things. And this was an opportunity that when it came open, really of all the options that I had out there, I zeroed in on this one because of a number of things and the reasons why. But I wanted to work for Coach Pittman. And the trust I have in him, the way that he's going to run the program, those stood out at the top for me. The passion and the energy of this fan base, of this state, of this university, I wanted to be a part of it.
What makes recruiting to the SEC so much more different than any other Power 5 conference in your opinion?
Yeah, I think you look at the brand of ball that's played in this conference. You look at the success that this conference has had since we started. You look at the draft picks that this conference has compared to the next conference. It's not close. It's not ever going to be close. and that starts with recruiting, and then the development of those players. Obviously, a huge emphasis, and the energy and the passion of, doesn't matter where you go in the conference, where you're playing, you better be ready to play your best, or it's going to get exposed.
My last question I have for you, Barry. When you go out and recruit, what's the one thing that Coach Barry Odom looks over all else, above all else, for kids that he wants to really possibly talk about being a part of Arkansas with a scholarship?
Yeah, but there's so many intangible qualities. There's measurables and all those things, but I want guys that want to be a Razorback. I want guys that want to be here, and I want guys that are going to play the game the right way. Okay, there's a number of qualities that go into it, but those that have toughness and character and the want to be here, they're always going to stand out. And guys that it's important to. I don't give promises recruiting. I'm going to treat them just exactly like they're my son, and I'm going to love them up. I'm going to teach them. I'm going to provide for them. I want to promise you that you walk away here from the University of Arkansas with a college degree, because that's important. And I'm going to treat them just like they're my son.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Yep. Appreciate
Glad
it.
to have you here.
Enjoyed visiting with you guys.